As a lead into this presentation where I demonstrate the Zionist influence in Mohave County, Arizona, take a look at the two images below and ask yourself, where is the American flag in relation to the Israeli flag? Is this by accident or intentional? Well, here's a hint. Find out who the president of the conservative Republican Club of Kingman is. Then ask yourself, whose interests are your federal, but more specifically your state and your county politicians truly representing?
Greg Befford. After Mr. Befford, it'll be Pastor Ray Hagerman.
Supervisors, for the record, Greg Befford from Yucca. I'm going to continue where I left off. You can watch my podcast. It's desertsagepodcast.com. And I talked about the importance of not conflating the term Jew. It's important to recognize that not all Jews are on board with this Zionist agenda that I've been discussing up here in the infiltration of our government. Not all of them are on board. If you read, for the Christians, if you read Revelation 2:9 or 3:9, it talks about those who claim that they are Jews and are not, and are the Synagogue of Satan. So don't conflate all Jews with the Jews. The Jews are responsible for Christ's execution. The other Jews converted and followed Christ. So don't conflate the two. Don't conflate Zionism with Judaism. They're not the same. Zionists have no right to rule over Palestine. These are Orthodox Jews saying this, not me. The ones that are now being conscripted over in Israel to go to war for the first time ever. Okay. We had a Supervisor Angus, who claimed that COVID-19 in a public debate would go down as the worst mass murder in history. Well, how does she reconcile that with the people that were primarily responsible for it? Take a look at Biden's cabinet up here and the people that were responsible for the COVID-19 lies. One of the greatest, serial liars in history, Anthony Fauci, of Italian descent, but he's Jewish. You think the Jewish or the Zionist influence hasn't infiltrated Mohave County? This is an Israeli flag at the Republican conservative group in Kingman, which is why, she didn't vote for the resolution. She had nothing to lose. But the other people who were running against the power influence here understood that they'd be having people run against them in primaries, spending twice as much money as they did against you, right, Ron? 3 times as much money. That's what happens if you don't toe the line here. It is infiltrated down to the county level here, folks. Get as, like I said, get as butthurt over that as you'd like. That's the reality of it. And if you think the person you just voted into office is going to be any different, you're delusional. You're operating in a very low vibratory state of consciousness, which most people do, primarily out of fear, which is how they corralled everybody during COVID-19, which will go down as one of the greatest psychological operations ever, in addition to the mass murder that took place. I'll be back at least one more time.
Thank you, Mr. Befford.